Hello, Journal Goddesses. I am so grateful that you are here. Happy Summer Solstice. If you are visiting me from down under, then happy Winter Solstice to you. So let's get started with our check-in before we get to this journaling. Take a nice deep breath and check in with our body. How you doing, body? How you doing? Noticing if there's anything swirling and twirling in your body and giving yourself permission to just let it be, not trying to change it or force it to be anything that it is not. And give yourself permission to just be with us today in your journal and connecting in with this beautiful journal goddess community that we are creating together on this Goddess Tea House channel. Just send everybody some love. The world needs way, 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 way more love. Give yourself permission to be here and pack up those things and put them outside of our space and unpack them or not as you are willing and able. So, like I said, today is a very special day. It is the summer solstice. And just giving you a little bit of background on the summer solstice, this is the longest day of the year. I'm sure that you've heard this, but this is a fire festival. So this is all about fire and action, and it's dynamic, it's bold, it's getting things moving. You can see how nature has already gotten things moving. And we're starting to see, like, if you planted a garden, you're probably starting to see a lot of fruits and vegetables starting to come into their fullness. And the plants are probably starting to produce. Sometimes, I didn't do a garden this year, but oh God, do I miss summer tomatoes and just the abundance that some tomato plants just start to crank those tomatoes out. Sometimes too fast for me to even be able to eat them. Sometimes, like a good Southern girl, I pick those tomatoes when they are still green, cut them up, and have some fried green tomatoes. Num, 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 num. Nothing better than some fresh fried green tomatoes. So, if you've been working with yourself, with any kind of with any of your goals since the winter, if you set some New Year's goals for you, this is a fantastic time to really be grateful, to dive deep into the gratitude for the things that have come out in your life, and that way that honors that process of growth. You get to really focus in on, hey, that is actually something that has been done, instead of always focusing on what still needs to be done, because we can always do more, but we really have to take that time to honor what is already in form, right? So with the summer solstice, the days, you probably won't notice it for a few weeks yet, but the sun will start its gradual descent to where that we have less daylight hours. And if you just pay attention, you'll notice ever so slightly that sun won't be up quite as long. So this is also a good time to kind of notice what, and start to put into place what some of the things are that you want to get accomplished in the last half of the year. I personally like to work in quarters. So right now I'm in the summer quarter of my year. And so I've got I'm looking back at the list that I made of the things that I wanted to, I made a list of 100 things and probably only wrote down 50. 50 things that I wanted to get done this year, or that I wanted to try this year. And from there, I kind of plug those into saying, hey, I know I have more time during the summer. There's not as much of me driving around back and forth and carting my kids back and forth. So this is the perfect time for me to try new recipes, for me to try new craft projects, although I've got big ones going on right now that I need to finish. So this is a good time for me to look and say, oh, okay, there's several projects that I have that need completion, so I have more time and more focus. I've got 4 or 5 books that I'm reading that I want to finish, and because I'm an audiobook listener, that's super easy to be able to combine some of those things just for a relaxing time for myself. So let's dive into our journals. I've started a new journal. So let's first just take another deep breath here and connect in. We're going to create a simple ceremony together. Let's just review, take a few minutes, and just give thanks for your body. Just tell your body thank you. Thank you for carrying you throughout your days. Thank you for helping you to have the human experience. Thank you, body, for giving love to friends and family. Thank you, body, for all of the things that I can touch and taste and see and smell and hear. Our body does so very much for us. So just giving that body gratitude. And now from that place of deep gratitude, I invite you to open up your journal and make a list of things that have come through. And I'm going to give you a minute or two because I'm going to do this myself as well. And I'm going to share some of the things that have come through too. So give you a minute here. Just go for it. Make a list of things that have come through. Okay, so I've got 10 things down. If you need more time, please pause this video and just keep going. Just stay in that energy. I would much rather you stay in that flow than worry about me going anywhere. I'll be right back when you're ready. So some of the things that have come through for me, my daughter got her associate's degree. My son has finished up his time with the one homeschool group, and now we're getting ready to move on into some other some other groups for his homeschooling. I completed my first Priestess circle, so I'm very proud of the ladies who have come through that. I've got some big plans that I'm excited about, and I put that down as part of my completions too, because there was a time when I was absolutely stuck and had no idea what I was planning or what I wanted to do, because I was too afraid to even write things down because I didn't know how to execute these things after I put them down. So I wrote down that I have goals. I have plans for Goddess Tea House. I have plans for videos. Oh my goodness. And you've been writing in to tell me some of the things that you would love to see in videos. So thank you for that. That's part of the things that I am grateful that have come through during the first half of the year. My channel is growing. I've had so many exciting experiences connecting with other people, both online and in person. Instagram, which I love playing at. My Instagram account is growing in ways that I could not have imagined, and I love interacting with people there. So I've got a lot of things. I did a goddess gathering with in person. I've had loads of clients this year that I am so grateful for them trusting themselves and me to work with me to help them reach their goals. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of things that are juicy and exciting that have come through. So let's connect in a little bit deeper. Of course, this would not be a journal with me oracle if we did not use the oracle, right? And since this is the a fiery celebration, let's go ahead and use I've pulled just the fire cards from the oracle, the Elemental Forces of Creation oracle. And now, one more thing I wanted to say. As you're writing down this list, it might be easier for you to just make categories and see where things have come through instead of just going like stream of consciousness like that. You can be like, look at categories. What has come through for me personally? What has come through for me in my health? What's come through for me financially, socially? With my career, with my creativity, with my spirituality. So you could just write, all of those categories down and then just mind map, kind of do a mind map type thing where you're just throwing 3 or 4 things in each category so that you can kind of really take an in-depth look at what's going on in your life and what has come forth in your life. Okay? So I wanted to throw that in. Ugh. And this new old wig of sass is being really rowdy today. All right, so let's connect in with the elements here, and specifically the element of fire. So when we're connecting with the element of fire, you want to remember that fire is the action realm. It's where we get the passion energizing our desires and life force energy. This is the space to allow for transformation. Now, when you light a fire and you'll notice that the logs that you throw on the fire, the twigs, they break down into ash for what's next. Now, there are some plants, I believe rose bushes thrive from having a little bit of ash put on them. Some plants thrive from having the ash, the nutrients that are created that are broken down from the ash into the soil. So we transferring that to us as people, we thrive when we allow things to transform, and that sometimes means letting things go, whether it's a relationship or an old way of being, some of the thoughts that we used to have, our old ways of thinking, letting those transform so that we can move to our next learning level, move to our next growth level, and illuminate ourselves with a new way of being. So let's connect with just the fire realm, and let's just ask, is there anything that we need to know? Is there anything we need to know about balance? And let me tell you about this too. Fire also teaches us the importance of action and rest. The sun does not stay up 24 hours a day, at least not here. The closer you are to the equator, you get more sunlight, obviously. And the closer you are to the poles, you get more sunlight. And you have instances like white nights, which is, the white night festivals closer to Russia, I believe. So there are instances where the time frame, the resting time frame, the darkness time frame is shorter, but we are never in a position where we are always. If you're living in the North America, anywhere here, you're never going to be in a position where you're always in light. So we need to learn that for ourselves, the balance of where we need to take more action and where we need to allow for more rest. So what does fire want us to know about balance? for our creations, for ourselves. What does fire want us to know about balance? And I have one more question too for us today. Okay, so today's card is Radiant Self. So I take that to mean, and I'm tuning in and using this as an affirmation, when I allow myself to balance action and rest, I can show up in my radiant self. So what does it mean for you to have your radiant self, to show up in your radiant self? Give you a minute to journal here. Okay. I hope you got some juicy information there. Okay, so I want to do one more card for us because we are in a ceremony here. And I'm just tuning in to see if that's really what I want to do. That's what you actually need. You know what? No, I don't want to pull another card, but I do want to leave you with this question. We talked about fire being the great transformer. We talked about how this is a great time to be in a transformation because of it being the summer solstice. I would invite you to create a little ceremony for yourself. Light a candle. You might even want to have a paper that's outside of your journal for this. So you can light a candle, or if you have the ability to get outside and get a fire going in your fire pit or even your barbecue grill. I've done this as well. Put fire in my barbecue grill. And just kind of connect with fire and give it gratitude for all of the things that it does for us. It keeps us warm. It heats our food. It helps to cook things. It helps to transform all the raw ingredients of different meals that we prepare into something delicious and nourishing for our bodies, minds, and spirits. So just give it thanks and then just connect with yourself, asking, what things in my life do I need to release? And then write those things down. Now, this list might be, hey, there are things in that corner that I don't see anymore, but they have been in that corner for months, and I really need to just pack them up into the car and take them to the Goodwill or the thrift store, or make a donation, or I need to make it a point to call that donation truck so they can come and pick up all of this stuff. It might be simple as cleaning out that junk drawer in the kitchen that we all have. Or it might be something bigger than that. It might be time to clear out some relationships. Might be time to hit that unfriend or unfollow button on your social medias. Just follow your own inner guidance as to what fire is telling you that it is time to leave behind so it can find a new home. That will help to propel you, okay? And then just ask, what is being ignited in my life? Oh, and once you make that list, if you feel like you're ready to let it go, throw it into that fire that you've made. You can light it. I usually have, and I don't have it inside because it is outside because I did a burning bowl. I took a cauldron that I got from Harry Potter World. I took a cauldron that I got and I lit a candle inside there and wrote down some things that I was ready to let go of in as far as my belief systems and the way I'm showing up in the world. I released some fear that I had showing up in the world in this beautiful brown body, and I burned all of that. So you might want to do something similar. You might want to burn some of the things that you've listed, and then what are you igniting? Make sure you're clearing those things out so that you can invite the new stuff in. And then, of course, you close by giving thanks. Now, you can have some kind of little celebration. What is a celebration without some food? You've got that fire lit, or you've just got a candle lit. So you might want to cap your celebration with that favorite summertime treat of s'mores. You may just want to cook something out on the fire if you've used a grill. You know how fantastic it feels to be able to cook over a fire. I hope that you know this. So that would be my ceremonial tips for you. And I hope that you enjoyed this journal time with me. It is raining outside, so I probably will be doing my ceremony on my tabletop. I am sending you so much love and so much joy, and obviously my little doggy there is letting somebody know that they are in the business. Take care, my dear journal goddesses. See you again soon. Bye-bye.